Hey you out there! This is my first feedback about my time out in France. I will take an audio video when I'm back at home, when I can look at the whole time where I've been away. It is an addition to the video I've took before about the importance of a timeout. First I talked about the importance of a timeout, and now I would like to talk a little bit about my timeout that I'm having here right now in France. Like I said in the other video before, right now I am on a horse ranch here in France. I work in the morning to support the ranch owners, and then in the afternoon and in the evening I can just enjoy myself, do whatever I would like to. And I felt like this is the perfect combination for my timeout. And now I would just like to talk a little bit about my timeout. I feel like I said timeout quite a lot. Whatever. My day is every day the same. I don't kind of have weekends because the horses don't realize when there is weekend or when there is during the week. Therefore, every morning I pick up manure, I work here on the farm, I support wherever it needs my support. Then I eat lunch with the ranch owners, and in the afternoon and evening I can enjoy myself, do whatever I feel like. It is really interesting because I'm living here. I have kind of this little tiny house for myself, and the ranch is right beside me, and therefore I really have my own space, what I'm really grateful for. But also it is quiet a lot because I am alone a lot, and I find it amazingly interesting how quiet my head and my mind is when I'm working in the morning. Then I am totally present. I feel my body working. I feel my strength, my body strength, what is an amazing feeling. I'm at the outside in the fresh air so much that feels really great. And therefore in the afternoons I listen into myself, what I need, what I would like to do, what I feel like doing, what my body feels like doing. Now the first phase of my timeout, I did a lot of yoga because my body was so sore from all the working that I needed yoga to support my body, to support stretching, to support relaxation for my body. And otherwise, it feels a little bit like a vision quest. Maybe you've heard about vision quest. In the vision quest, normally you go somewhere in nature with a guide or somebody who shows you a place, and then they go. So you're just alone in nature for a few days. That is called a vision quest, and I could never do that. I would be so scared in the night alone in the forest. But it is also kind of like a vision quest because I am here by myself in my little house. Every day I have contact with the ranch owners, but most of the time I am alone with myself. I really like being alone with myself because I get never bored. I always have ideas and things I would like to do. But the first thing I realized now in my first 2.5 weeks, as I said in the previous videos, I've worked a lot for my studies last year. And when I came here, I said, yeah, I would like to use this time in France to do all the things that I don't find the time at home, or where I don't find the energy at home. I would like to do all those things now in France. That was the idea. But I came here and it felt like I was here for 2 or 3 days, and all the build-up exhaustion came right in my body, right into my soul, right into my mind. And I was working in the morning, but the rest of the day I couldn't do anything. I was so done. It was like when you pile up and always try to keep up and do your things, but then there is the day where it's just exploding. And I was the exhaustion. I didn't feel exhausted anymore. I was exhaustion. And it really frustrated me in the beginning. I really felt like, no, but now I had my ideas and my goals, and I wanted to take the time for the things I never do at home. And now I feel so tired I can't do them either now. I was really in conflict for a few days, and then I made a special walk in the forest And I was starting this walk with, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to react on this exhaustion, on this mess that I'm feeling? And I came into the forest, and I arrived at the part of the forest. We just had a really bad storm in the night, and I came into a forest where the trees were just lying around, and it was a totally messy forest part. And I felt so home. I became calm, I became happy, and I was totally at peace. And then I realized, and I feel like those are things, you know it with your mind, but your heart has to remember it every now and then. And that is also a reason why I record those videos. Maybe when I tell you about my experience, you remember with your heart again, and you can therefore bring it into action. So I looked at this mess of forest, and I thought, yeah, that's how I feel at the moment. And I just gave in. I didn't care anymore that I slept so much. I didn't care anymore that I needed Netflix, that I needed just chilling around. I didn't care. I just did what I felt, what I needed. And just a few days later, I felt kind of like newborn. It is not exaggerating. I really felt newborn. And this just made me realize, whatever you plan, even for your timeouts, whatever you plan, when you wake up every morning, listen into yourself. What do I need today? What do I need today that feels good? What supports me in wherever I am today? Do that. That is the most important thing you can do in your timeout. So therefore, for the first half of my timeout here in France, every morning I do my work, what feels wonderfully good. It brings me back in my body. It brings me back in my presence. It makes me feel my physical strength again. And the rest of the time, I just listen. I listen how I feel. I listen where my thoughts go. I listen which topics, which process is present at the moment. And then I act depending on that. Hope to have inspired you a bit with my first half of time out report feedback, and you will hear from me soon. Stay safe, take care.